let's talk All-Star. I love the All-Star game. First of all, there's just something extremely cool about knowing that out of all the world's population of nearly 8 billion, you have gathered in one place basically the 24 humans who are the best at, well, anything. And the fact that it's this sport, this league, which cultivates and celebrates individual stars like maybe no other, and putting them in an environment where we can see them team up together in just ways we never thought they could, well, outside of Oakland anyway, that is special. Last night, we got to learn who this year's starters will be, and here's the list of the West team. LeBron James is the captain. You got Harden and Curry in the guard spots, KD and Paul George rounding out the front court, and this clearly meant a lot to Paul, who wasn't even initially selected as a reserve to the All-Star game last year. Remember, he only made it in as an injury replacement after Boogie Cousins went down? Here's what Paul posted on IG. Quote, "I was told I wouldn't be an All-Star again coming to the West. I was told now that Bron is in the West, it's over for me. Y'all held the kid down." Nice. As for the guys selected from the East, here's the list. Giannis, captain, Kawhi, Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker. First, shout out Giannis. Here's a guy who didn't even start playing basketball until age 12, living in a country where that sport is hardly major. He was considered a huge gamble when the Bucks drafted him at 15th overall. And here he is captaining an NBA All-Star game at age 24. That is crazy. And shout out Kemba, because it will be cool to see him take the floor as a starter in Charlotte, a city he has been loyal to for so long. Now, there was some quibbling over that final guard spot. Ben Simmons and Bradley Beal got a number of votes. Reggie Miller said on his broadcast last night he wanted to go to Duke star Zion Williamson, wrecking the Knicks. Cute. Player Walker actually edged out, though, Dwyane Wade, who got the fan vote but saw that neutralized by the players and media, prompting our friend Skeets over at the Starters to tweet, "Damn, D-Wade gave away all those jerseys and he didn't even crack the player vote top 5. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded a Wade curtain call if it had fallen that way. Clearly, he is no longer performing at an elite level, but this is not called All-NBA Weekend or All-Analytics Weekend. It is called All-Star Weekend. And yeah, the number of times a player is an All-Star is part of how we judge guys through history, and yes, it is a money thing for some players who have bonuses for it in their contracts. But guess what? Part of the game is appealing to fans. This is, in the end, an entertainment business. Being popular is not everything, but I'm okay if it counts for something. So what happens next? The coaches will get to fill out the reserves, and they don't have to consider position, which is really a move the NBA should make for the starters, too. Basketball is just played differently now. Ben Simmons is as much of a front court player as he is a guard. LeBron has acted like a point guard for every team he's played on. It doesn't care that he has a letter F next to his name. Why should we? And as long as we're talking about tweaks to the system, it would be really nice if we could just pick the 24 best players overall instead of mandating 12 from the East and 12 from the West when we're just going to mix them all up playground style for a draft anyway. Of course, I know that change is never going to happen. Having an All-Star on your team, well, that's good for business. So if you think the owners of the teams in the East are going to consent to changing things so they get fewer All-Stars, well, you might want to start running so you can catch back up to that turnip truck you just fell off of. Not going to happen. Besides, it is hard to complain about anything when this new format is working out so well overall. Having the players draft their own teams is as fun as we thought. And this year, that draft is going to be televised as nature intended. Giannis has already said he'd like to draft both Embiid and Russ, which, considering the recent history between these two, sounds like a recipe for a locker room fight. But hey, remember, last year, Russ and KD were on the same team and even yucked it up together during warm-ups, so anything's possible. Personally, I'm fascinated to see who LeBron picks first. Is he going to pick to try to win the game? Or is he going to pick to recruit players who could fill the Lakers' open max salary slot this offseason? No matter what, it's going to be a lot of fun, the best of the best, in a sport that deserves them.